for expectant parents and those with children up to the age of 3 that teaches these parents essential skills like reading to children, the importance of prenatal care, and alternatives to physical discipline. The curriculum is based on the writings and counsel of the pediatrician T. Barry Brazelton and includes subjects that range from handling parental stress to discipline and parent-child bonding. Harlem Gyms is another major community initiative, an all-day pre-kindergarten program with a 4-to-1 child-to-adult ratio that is designed to develop the language and pre-literacy skills students need in kindergarten. The school investment program features the Promise Academy public charter schools. The first academy, Promise Academy 1, was opened in 2004 with elementary and middle schools, and the second academy, Promise Academy 2, was opened in the fall of 2005 with an elementary school. Both academies will eventually reach a full K-12 set of grades, taking on a new grade each year. Students who enter the program are selected by lottery. Now, there is evidence suggesting the effectiveness of the Harlem Children's Zone. Its after-school office has helped place 650 students in college, and the program supports these students until they graduate from college. Its asthma initiative includes 1,000 participants, and the program has drastically reduced their missing school days and emergency visits. In the Harlem Gyms program, for 6 straight years, 100% of pre-kindergartners were school-ready. Of the parents who attended the baby college, 81% report that they read to their children more often than they had done in the past. This represents a change in cultural behavior. Finally, parent satisfaction in the Promise Academy public charter schools, as measured by the City of New York, is extremely high. However, the most impressive evidence is seen in the performance of students in the Harlem Children's Zone's Promise Academies on a New York statewide math and English test. When the tests were given in 2009, the kids from the Promise Academies, children from some of the most impoverished backgrounds, and mostly from poor, single-parent families, had scores on the cognitive test that far exceeded those of children in the traditional public schools of New York, so much so that they closed the black-white achievement gap in mathematics and reduced it by about a half in English language arts test. However, the results were even more spectacular for students in the Promise Academy elementary schools, students who benefited from entering the Promise Academies when they were in kindergarten. The elementary school students closed the black-white achievement gap in both mathematics and English language arts. I'm talking about impoverished kids from some of the most impoverished families, mostly from poor single-parent families, with scores on tests that match those in kids in upper-middle-class white suburbia. Now, the closing of the English language arts gap in elementary school and significant reducing it in middle school are especially noteworthy achievements. And as I indicated previously, careful research revealed that living in poor segregated neighborhoods for extended periods of time has an adverse effect on verbal ability as measured by the cognitive tests. And these effects linger on even after children leave these neighborhoods. So it is much more difficult to overcome the effects of living in chronic, economically poor, segregated neighborhoods on the verbal skills of older children. Nonetheless, even the English language arts scores of students in the Harlem Children's Zone academies were significantly higher than those in the traditional public schools. And to repeat, the English language arts scores for those in the academy's elementary schools were especially dramatic. And now Jeffrey Canada and his staff have decided to select students for this program from a lottery at the time they are born. And as this program continues, the English language arts scores will undoubtedly improve significantly for those beyond elementary school because they will have had the benefit of the earliest exposure to the Harlem Children's Zone. This is very important because beginning at the earliest point in a child's life would be an effective way to offset the cumulative effects of living in poor, racially segregated neighborhoods. Finally, it should be noted that in a given calendar year, Promise Academy students are in school at least 50% more than a traditional public school student. And this includes an extended school day with coordinated after-school tutoring and additional classes on Saturdays for students who need remediation in English language arts and mathematics skills. And a relatively short summer vacation. And I might add parenthetically, the research reveals that the racial achievement score gap widens dramatically during the summer. Why? Because inner-city black kids go home and watch TV because of limited parental financial resources. Kids from more advantaged families go to summer camp and enjoy other kinds of enrichment programs. However, the students in the Promise Academies continue to receive intellectual stimulation during the summer months because they have a brief summer vacation, only 3 weeks. Nonetheless, despite the longer school hours, the lottery winners have fewer absences in every grade than the control group of lottery losers, those poor families who didn't get in and who are attending the traditional public schools. That is, the kids from those poor families that didn't get in. This program, a program that enhances opportunities, clearly demonstrates that with sufficient resources and dedication, it is possible to achieve the goal of equality of life chances in this country and thereby overcome the cumulative effects of chronic economic and racial subordination. Thank you for being so.